Hello pets, Xyta here. This is a video. I never do this. I am not a Minecrafter video maker. I stream occasionally. I'm a voice artist. I don't do Minecraft videos, but I couldn't let this go. I couldn't let this wither go after last night. And to be honest, I don't know when I'm going to be able to stream again. So I recorded myself playing this morning, and now this is voice over me, which is much more natural for me, to be honest. This is voice over me, giving you commentary on what I did, because I cannot believe I cannot believe how bad the fight went. I just can't. It's driving me nuts. So yeah, I decided to re-enchant some of the gear that I lost. Obviously, at the end of a stream last night, I fell into the void because my elytra gave out. And every single thing I had on me, which was my helmet, my elytra, my leggings, my boots, all of the tools I was carrying, all of those rockets, those arrows, everything just gone. Because once you fall into the void, it's irretrievable. So I re-enchanted as much of that as I could. I picked up some golden carrots because, well, I have carrots. I have a farm, for goodness sake, and I have lots of gold. And I figured that golden carrots would be a slightly better food source than the fish I was using. And I also got myself a couple more golden apples. I put smite on the sword instead of on an axe. And then I came back. So here I am back in the end. Look at the mess the wither made of the end. I just, look at that giant hole. What a dick. I cannot believe it did that. Okay, so there's the wither, okay? Now, I'm going to talk through this as best I can. But something really weird happened while I was looking around, and I have no explanation for it. So, okay, that little blue skull you saw floating through the air, going from the center of the screen off to the right, off to the left, that's the only physical sign I saw of the wither. Okay, I can see the bar, the health bar, but I spent, oh, no, there he is. I got a couple of swipes at him. I'm trying to remember what I did now. I've eaten since I recorded this and had a bit of a rest. But yeah, I think that was the only time I saw the wither. And you can see I was trying to shoot at him. Oh, look, my bow. I didn't even bother renaming it. I miss my pew, pew, pew. I even put flame on the bow this time, hoping that that would help. It didn't, by the way. So, let's mute this for a second. There we go. Sorry, that's just my phone going crazy. So yeah, I bopped around trying to find it. And look, the health bar is just going up and up and up and up. And soon it's back to full health. And after those couple of swipes I took at the wither, I couldn't find it. It just disappeared. So I don't even know how long I spent trying to find this guy. But it's just gone. I mean, I could play this whole thing of me trying to find him, but I was in the middle of a phone call while I was doing it, so the Enderman tried to beat me up. So I was on the phone, I was trying to pay attention to the phone call I was having and to this, and look, you can see the wither bar is there now, and it's all the way back up to full. So I left the end to try and de-aggro some of those Endermen because I just couldn't figure out how I kept looking at them when they were nowhere near me. So now I'm back down here on my spawning platform and I still can't find him. So I thought, okay, maybe if I go up and just have another quick sweep around, I'll be able to find it and then do some damage. Endermen, absolutely everywhere. And I was doing a fairly decent job of not looking at them. I'm actually quite pleased. But you can see some of the damage the wither has done. I go back to that area in a little bit. But mostly I was wandering around the end island trying to find where the frig this guy had gone. Now I'm going to speed up some of this footage because it did take me a while to figure out what the frig was happening. and you don't need to see all of it in real time. So just bear with me while I do some high-speed finagling. Okay, so here we go. I sped it up like 500% or something stupid like that because it took me so long. I came down into this little pit that he made, trying to see if it was down there. I went into the other little pit. I came down the back of another area, and I got stuck because I realized I hadn't brought a pick with me. So had to break down the stuff with my pickaxe, which was very, very, very annoying. But still, no sign of this guy. And you can see that you can see that the health bar is all the way up, so he's definitely still here. He's definitely around, but I can't figure out where this guy is, and I'm getting more and more frustrated, and I stop and I have a look around, and I'm like, okay, the Endermen seem very calm. I can't see any Endermen that are having any trouble. Maybe if I look from the air, maybe I'll find something else. And I flew all the way out. You could see me checking my coordinates to try and despawn some of the Endermen, and then I stopped and I had another look, and like, where is this wither? And then I lost the bar. Yeah, the bar disappeared. So here we go. Slowed down footage. Something really weird happened. I'm still on the pillar. I'm looking around. I'm like, where the hell is this guy? And I eventually just needed to catch up with the narrative I'm trying to tell you here. Come on, Xyta, take off. Go, go, go. I take off. Look at the wither bar. Look at it. Look how his health is going down. And I still haven't found the guy. And then the bar disappears. It's just gone. And I'm like, what? What? So me being me, I assumed, okay, maybe I've just gone out of range. Maybe I just need to find where he's gone. So I keep looking around for a little bit more, just kind of wandering the end, trying to figure out where this guy is gone. And I'm looking. I mean, yeah, this is where I went down towards a little hole to see, is he down here? I mean, did he fall off and kind of die in the void, or did he drop in a hole? Did he get stuck somewhere? The only thing I did see, which was a bit peculiar, was one of the obsidian pillars had a small chunk missing out of it. And I know that wasn't me. And I know the wither can destroy obsidian, but I didn't have an explanation for it. So I thought, okay, let's pop back. So I popped back through the portal, had a pause while I tried to figure out what the fuck was happening. I think I might have also got a drink as well. A bit like now, actually. Bear with me, because I've been talking for a while. So yeah, pausing to see what the hell was happening, and then thinking, okay, do I leave? Do I leave the game, or do I, go back in and see what's going on? And in the end, I decided to go back to the end and figure out what was going on. And yeah, I'll let it play for a second, but as you can see, I'm kind of wandering around for a bit, trying to avoid the Enderman, and I am looking for this wither. And I can't see it anywhere. It's just gone. It's completely disappeared, and I'm really confused. And there's no nether star, which was the absolute point of fighting the wither in the first place. For those of you who don't know, the prize for beating the wither, like with the ender dragon, you get all the XP, you get the dragon egg. Excuse me. With the wither, you end up with a nether star, which is a beautiful little four-pointed white and blue star, which you use to make beacons. And that's what I wanted in the first place. All I ever wanted from fighting this dick was the beacon, which would make it easier for me to do certain things in the overworld. A beacon gives out an area effect depending on what you choose for the beacon to do, okay? So it can give an area effect of about 50 blocks, I think, in a sphere around the point of the beacon. And it can do regeneration, it can do speed, it can do jump boost, it can do haste, which is what I wanted, to be honest. And all sorts of other bits and pieces. And normally you have to choose one or two of the area effects that you want. But all I'd be using the beacon for is haste, because it means that when I'm mining, mining is much, much faster, because the blocks would break instantly the same way they do in creative mode. And depending on which pick I'm using, if I'm using my Fortune one or if I'm using my Silk Touch one, it would make it much, much easier for me to gather the resources I need to make the house I'm trying to build in the area behind Derp House. So that's the whole reason I wanted to fight the Wither in the first place. All I wanted was the Nether Star so I could make a beacon, okay? And as you can see so far, there is no sign of the Wither's health bar, and there is no sign of the Nether Star either. So I'm actually wandering around the end now, trying to find the Nether Star, and there's just no sign of it. And I didn't pull up the detail that shows it, so unfortunately it's not here. It's not in the recording. It must have, I think I did it after I stopped recording, to be honest. But when I look at the details, like in the chat bar, where you normally get achievements, there was no sign there of defeating the Wither. I'm sure there is an achievement for defeating the Wither. There must be. I mean, there's one for summoning it, for goodness sake, but there isn't one for defeating it? Of course there is. There must be. But nothing like that came up when the health bar disappeared. So I continue to be so confused about what on earth was going on. I mean, did I just take too long to defeat it? Or, I mean, I've known the Wither to hang around for ages and ages, okay? Oh, I completely missed that and I panicked. Look, fly, fly, fly. I can laugh about it now, but I was so close to falling into the void and just dying. And for some reason, my rockets weren't activating. I was petrified. So yeah, I managed to save myself there. That would have been a shitter, wouldn't it? To finally get to a point where Wither is gone and then die because I'm clumsy. But yeah, there is just no sign of another star, no sign of the Wither itself. For all intents and purposes, it's gone. As far as the game's concerned, I've either defeated it or it's glitched out or something. And rational me is saying it had to have gotten stuck somewhere. It had to have gotten stuck somewhere and then took so much damage that it eventually died. And because it wasn't me that gave it the final hit, it didn't count as a player kill, so I don't get the achievement. That's kind of what my brain is saying to me right now. I can't think of any other explanation. What bothers me, though, is that I couldn't find the Wither anywhere. Like, where did it go? I mean, you saw me kind of flying back and forth and checking in holes and bouncing across the end island. Where did it go? And where did it get stuck that it could take so much damage so quickly? I mean, when I slowed down the footage again to the normal 100% speed like it is now, you must have seen that Wither bar, right? You saw it, how quickly it was going down, 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 and then suddenly Wither's gone. Really weird. So this is me just standing there kind of going, well, that was weird. And then I kind of went to myself, well, if he's gone, maybe I could do it properly now. So since yesterday, I mean, I don't watch back my whole stream. There's something a bit narcissistic and self-indulgent about that. But I did rewatch some of what I did yesterday, just trying to figure out what went wrong. And I also went to a Pixel Riffs video where the same thing happened to him. He did the same method that I tried to do here, messed it up, and then the Wither was loose in the end, and he had to fight it in the air. And he's a much better Minecrafter than me, frankly. So eventually he shot it, got it down to half health, and then went into sword mode where it's invulnerable to projectiles and just beat it to death, and he got his nether star, okay? And then he reassessed what he'd done and figured out where the problem was when he was building or summoning the Wither underneath the portal, okay? And I went back and did the same thing. Now, here's the interesting thing, right? Do you remember I'd put the obsidian floor in, and then I put 5 soul sand blocks on the ground in a T shape. Yeah. And then I said, no, it's too high, it's not going to work. And then I took everything out and I lowered it down. Yeah. And the next time I put it on the ground, the next time I put the soul sand, on the ground, I only put 4 pieces of soul sand, right? To summon the Wither, you only need 4 pieces of soul sand. You need the tail, you need the body and you need the two arms. So it's a T shape, right? The first time I did it, because I put an extra piece of soul sand in place at the bottom of this T shape, what would have happened if I'd done it then was that the wither would have come into being, it would have been summoned using the top 4 pieces, and it would have left that extra piece of soul sand behind, which would have meant it was actually in the correct position to end up stuck under the bedrock pillar of the end portal. And this is something I didn't understand until re-watching Pixel Risk video, okay? You're not trying to get the wither stuck underneath the bedrock. I mean, you are, yeah, but there's only one layer of bedrock, all right? And then on top of that is the portal that takes you back to the overworld. However, right in the middle of that portal is a 3 tall pillar of more bedrock. And it's that specific spot that you're trying to summon the wither under. If you summon it under that spot, then when it starts rising into the air, it won't go through the portal. It will get stuck underneath that bedrock pillar. So I don't know if you can see it. I'm going to go up to it now. You might, well, you got a little glimpse of it there. But there is a pillar sticking out of there, right? And the point of this little hack / cheat, or I don't know, taking advantage of a feature in the game, the point is to summon the wither directly underneath that pillar, and it cannot break bedrock. So what happens is it comes up, it gets its head stuck in the bedrock in this layer that's above me now, and then it can't move because it wants to go up, but it can't because there is more bedrock in the way in the form of that pillar. Before, initially, yesterday, when I put the 4 pieces of soul sand in, it was 1 piece too far forward, right? I needed to put it back. So when the wither was summoned and it came up, what happened was it spawned upright and it was underneath the bedrock. So this layer of bedrock above my head here that you can see, it was underneath that. But it wasn't stuck underneath that pillar. So when it decides to go rising up into the air and do its thing, it can. And I don't know if you remember, if you go back and look at yesterday's stream, it didn't actually go up and through like Pixel Rift's one did, because Pixels, when he did it, the wither just kind of went whoop and was gone. It went up through the portal and disappeared. With my one, it kind of wiggled out through the entrance to this space that I'd made for myself. And it was able to do that because the blast from when it is initially summoned destroyed so much of the space around it, so much of this end stone, that it just had free reign to just kind of go, no, I don't want to be here, and then fly away. It wiggled out of this little gap here where I am and then took off. That was the mistake. So what you're seeing me do here is rebuild this area back to how I want it to be, to make it easier for me to summon the wither the way I intended to yesterday. So what I've done here is I've rebuilt the area to how it was initially, with a little bit of a gap, space for me to put down my ender chest, and now this is where I build it up the way it should have been, okay? I didn't need to make an entire obsidian floor. I just needed the shape of the wither where I was going to summon it. So what I'm doing here is I'm counting the amount of squares from the edge of the portal to directly underneath that pillar of bedrock. And I'm under here now and I'm marking it. So it was 3 spaces in. There's the spot on the floor where his tail needs to be. Yeah? And this is me putting in the rest of the pieces that I need. I only took 4 pieces of obsidian, so only took 4 pieces of obsidian. So I need to take that piece back, pop it down. That is the shape of the wither that I need. All right, just that. I didn't need a whole bedrock floor. All I needed was that. Okay, then I needed to figure out where I put the soul sand. Because you may remember in my panic yesterday, I kind of threw things into boxes and didn't really pay attention to where stuff were. But I still need the soul sand to be able to build the second wither. I was quite determined to get my freaking nether star at this point. So I did a little bit of cleaning up with some of the stuff I picked up. I put away some of the spare obsidian I'd somehow managed to collect. Oh yeah, from the ender chest that I broke. And then I put the soul sand on top and just thought, do you know what? This is it. If I mess it up again, then it's fine, but I'm going to do one last check. So I'll pull up my coordinates here, and I'm very specifically looking at block 0630. So the coordinates I need are 0, 0. The 63 is the y coordinate, and that's my distance from the bottom of the world. So just to double check myself, because I was still quite nervous, I broke myself back in and checked again. This block is at 0, 0, and if I can figure out how in my editing process, I'll make a little square around what I was looking at on that debug screen to show you what I meant and what I was looking for. And then all I needed to do now was clear up a little bit and put those heads on. And you know me, I like things to be neat and tidy, so I did faff around a little bit putting things away, which I am going to cut because you don't need to see that nonsense. Okay, so that's the last of my cleaning. Take the wither skeleton skulls, start popping them in. By this point, I was just so fed up, and I'm still on my phone, mind you, so I didn't want to take too long overdoing it. I just put the skulls in and just thought, fuck it, if I mess it up, I mess it up. And you can see, look, there. It went straight up into the platform. You can see his little head sticking up underneath. He's flashing blue, he explodes, and there you go. Nothing else is destroyed because he's too high. Oh yeah, I'm the Enderman. He was too high up. His head is stuck in the bedrock. You can see, dealt with that Enderman, and then I just hit it. And look how quickly the bar is going down. I'm just using a Smite 5 sword there with a bunch of other stuff on it. Bang, 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 done. And there is the Nether Star. Yeah, so that's what it should have been. I mean, you saw how quick and easy that was. And yeah, that's my victory dance with my shield and my pick. I was so pleased, and I'm fascinated at how easy it is. Oh, yeah, and there's the Nether Star. This is me doing some tweaking with my hotbar so I can do another dance with it. Are you ready? You ready for the dance? Okay. Here is the sexy dance, Nether Star, dancing, dance. Here is my Nether Star, dancing, dancing, dancing. Oh dear. Yeah, so that's for Nether Star. And the next time I stream, I will be taking that and doing something cool with it. But because I'm not a lunatic, I put the Nether Star straight into the Ender chest, and that was pretty much it. Now, like I said before, I didn't get the achievement for this. I don't really understand why, but at this point, I don't even care. I'm not here for achievements. I'm not here to fill in bars like that. I just want to build cool shit in my world. And that Nether Star will help me do it. And now that I know why the summoning of the Wither is done in that specific way and what it's intending to do, it will be easier for me to do it in future, because I want more than one beacon. And you know what people say about tattoos? You know, once you get one, you're always going to want more. And it's kind of like this with the Nether Star. I haven't even made the first beacon yet, and all I can think about is getting more than one. But to be honest, they are useful. And the next time I stream, I'll be able to show you how useful they are, okay? So, yeah, I just wanted to put this together. It's taken longer than I ever anticipated it would. Like I said, I'm not a video editor, but I had to do this. I had to show you what I was trying to do. And this makes me feel better. So after I'd done all that, I came back to the house and pretty much finished up, and that was it. So for those of you who watched yesterday's stream, again, I hope you enjoyed the frantic panic. I mean, watching back what went wrong, even I had to laugh at how petrified I sounded. It was bloody hilarious. It really was. It really, really was funny. But yeah, that's not what I was intending at all. So yeah, that was it. That's what it should have been like yesterday. And thank you for watching this video, I guess. I will catch you the next time I stream or in an audio. Oh, and because this is a video rather than a stream, I guess it makes sense for me to do that thing that YouTubers do. It's kind of expected, isn't it? If you like the video, No. How's it go? If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to hit that like button. And if you really liked it, hit subscribe. And of course, ring that little notification bell so you can be notified every time I release a new video. Seriously, I've heard so many different YouTubers say that spiel that I pretty much know it now. But seriously, I'm not worried about likes particularly, but I would like some subscribers. It would be really nice. And to be honest, the more of you I know are paying attention to what I do, the more tempted I am to keep going. That's not a bribe at all. Thank you, pets. That's all I wanted to say. That's all I wanted to do. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll catch you soon. Bye, my darlings. Mwah.